Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Sunday, last day of the weekend. Monday is coming, and the market's looking good for a Monday that is on the way. So, welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Once again, it is Sunday, October 23rd. The year is 2022. It's 11:25 a.m. here in the Arizona desert, and that is Pacific Daylight Time right now. So, this is avocado time, 11:26 a.m. Go check it out. This is a wonderful kind of Sunday, very, very low volume, but things just started to explode. So let's rock through this and check it out. I'm going to try kind of a new format here and try to get through this as quickly as I can because I know that kind of is a little bit easier on everybody, including me. So check it out, but especially you. Here you go. 2.3 billion right now. That is incredibly low volume for Bitcoin trading. So this is trading volume, Bitcoin explicitly, 2.3 billion. Even at 3 billion or 3.5 billion, you're very, very low. So we are definitely in a volatile moment. It is more likely to dump than pump when you're below 3 billion in Bitcoin trading volume explicitly. All right, looking at the big exchanges here, looking at the top, let's say 20 or so. In general, still all in the red. A couple are starting to flip green, and that wouldn't surprise me because we are seeing some serious Bitcoin action going on. Someone's dumping some money into it, that is for sure. All right. This is last 24 hours. You can see the volume, for the most part, it's in the red, starting to turn green a little bit. 7-day graph, still not looking to, we're still not really seeing quite a perk up yet there, but that's cool. We are seeing some volume come into the big exchanges, although most are still red. And something I'm going to do real quick while we're chatting here is, of course, mention bitcoin.com. Check that out. Buy me a coffee if you dig this. Crypto is always nice. Send them a little bit of love, or buy some hemp paste. Check out blockchain education right here. You'll be glad you did. Come join the team. Come in for the big win together. A lot of cool things happening there. But why I kind of came over here really is I wanted to get an indicator going here while we rock through this. Let's get this started. Okay, and we'll come back and look at this before we finish up, just to see how the bulls versus bears are doing. All right, so looking at Bitcoin and the top 100, Bitcoin just rocketed to 19,466. Let's refresh that. You have 19,466. You can see that. Boom, an incredible explosion. Top 100 here, a lot of them are in the green. Not many were before this, but now a lot are in the green. So we're looking at a cool day. And a lot of alts are about ready to kind of make a move if they could just kind of keep some upwards momentum. And after this, they have either dumped hardcore and are finished, or they pumped and they kept up. So definitely seeing some great alt setups. We'll check that out real quickly before we check out of here. Bitcoin longs versus shorts on Binance, 61% long, 38% short. With the way we're pumping right now, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but the sentiment is long for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, 52% long, 47% short. So a little bit indecisive there for the Ethereum. Now here's Bitcoin on the 45-minute chart. As you can see, we blasted above the 200 moving average here. Boom. And this is candles by Sam here. You can see the indicator here. Candles by Sam. You can check that out. It's a link to over at bitcoindailywiew.com, or just search for Candles by Sam in TradingView. When you get 3 candles in a row that are all positive, they turn purple. When you have 3 or more candles, they turn purple. 3 or more negative, they turn yellow. Just kind of helps to show trend. So definitely what's interesting here is on the 45-minute chart, we had a trend leading up to it with some purple candles, a little bit of indecisiveness, and then an extreme explosion there. I kind of dig seeing that. All right, so what more can you really say? Some serious volume is coming into Bitcoin. Squeeze indicator is just now beginning to turn. Yeah, it's not quite green yet because Bitcoin was pretty darn flaccid before this, but it's gotten a real explosion. It's above the 200 moving average and the 314, pretty darn strong. Blue diamond merit badge for crossing both the 200 and 314 within 3 candles, I think it is, or 2. So binary candles back in the blue. Directional index is turned green, a little weak though, but still it's green. ADX is where we're going to see it. ADX is at like 22, 23. That's really, really perfect. I think we could definitely see a continuation here. This was a red candle not too long ago. This is definitely a Darth Maul doji, even if it does close in the green. That definitely wiped a lot of people out going one way or the other. So we got a long squeeze and a short squeeze right there. A red candles here on the volume meter here. This is not showing buys and sells for volume. It's just showing a totality of volume, both buys and sells. And as you can see, definitely some crazy ass volumes come in. So let's see what happens. This is quite a pump. I mean, how far are we from the 200 moving average if we actually take a look here? Well, actually, first of all, let's look at the just forecast here. We pumped basically from about here to like right now we're here. That's like, well, 1.6%. We actually hit 2. Yeah, I mean, just about 2%. Then we hit a bit of some Darth Maul action to take care of all the people who were, probably hopping in and longing it and such like that. That wiped him out, and then people began to short, and then it pumped. Anyway, this is a beautiful candle right here. It wiped everybody out who was trying to, play too hard. Anyway, this is nice to see. So it's all about, can we keep above? If we can keep above the 200 moving average, especially a couple, like 0.5% above, that's going to be great. So this is a great thing. If we don't get kind of as long as we don't do something like this, kind of sideways for a minute and do like a BART pattern, as long as we don't do that, we're kind of good. This could be a great way to start the new week. If Bitcoin can actually keep this bit of energy here and save up the 200 moving average there on the 45-minute chart, that's going to be great. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart, that's wonderful. It broke above the 200 moving average. That's incredible. But of course, it is ranging between the 200 and the 314 right now. It really needs to get above around 19,600, about 19,700 or so, and find support above this 314, or else the 314 will probably be resistance for it. The chart here is not looking too bad. We got some energy going. Squeeze indicators beginning to turn towards the positive. Got a little bit of green action on the directional index. ADX is in the right spot. Binary candles looking good. You'll have to see. It's all about, can we break the 314 right here on the 4-hour chart? If we do, then we could definitely get a continuation. But as we can see in recent history, it has been the point where Bitcoin got smacked back down pretty hard. So with that said, look at the 4-hour chart. The 314 moving average here is going to be a big deal. So I'm going to set an alert for crossing the mine looks a little bit funny, but basically however you might do it, the 314 moving average, boom. So I'm going to say crossing 314 MA, because if it does cross that and it can find support, that's definitely going to set up for an amazing week. If we hit the week even ranging sideways between the 200 and the 314, that'll work. That's going to definitely create a nice environment for alts to really, really run. So definitely be able to catch some alts. Now, who did not like this? BNB went nuts. BNB was having this nice pump, kind of a wedge pattern here, and it had broken out of the wedge, broken above the 200 moving average, and that's 314, broken above both, and it was cruising along with some nice, beautiful purple candles by Sam there, and then bam, when Bitcoin pumped, it got smacked down. Of course, it's turning around real quick, but definitely got pushed down below the 200 moving average here in the 45-minute chart at least. So definitely, this is kind of a drag because I could see people actually hopping into BNB versus BTC right about here, and then boom, just getting, annihilated. So kind of a sad day for a few people, I'm sure, but most likely that'll turn around pretty darn quick. Kava versus USDT. I was watching this one this morning. I do like it. Guys, that's kind of, I forget what the shape is called here, a something wedge, whatever, but flat on top, angled on the bottom. It's getting a breakout here slightly. Indicators are beginning to turn up. Not quite where I like them, but this is definitely one to watch for Monday, because I definitely think Kava versus USDT, definitely this guy could start running. So I'm watching it. We'll see what happens. Pond. I like Pond versus USDT. Sort of an upwards channel right here. Being a little bit creative with my upwards channel, but it has kept above the 200 moving average for the most part over the weekend, except for recently we had a bit of a dip. But now, we're just kind of, a lot of alts are here. They didn't like the weekend's volatility. They're kind of in the red. This is kind of indecisive, but we do have a green directional index. We got ADX is like above 30. Binary candles are in the blue. Squeeze indicator is kind of not too happy right now, but definitely there's no reason to suspect this guy could not continue. I'm not ready to hop into it. It may have to visit the bottom of this channel or something like that, bounce off the 200 moving average, but definitely one to watch. It's always good just to watch a bunch of coins that look good and then hop in when they start to run, or just dump them if they don't if they don't run. But this is what I'm definitely watching. I think Pawn versus USDT could definitely run. You can play that one on Binance or KuCoin. So most of the coins that I show here are going to be on KuCoin, just because I don't want to show just Binance coins. There's too many coins that are only on Binance, and that's way just like a great big so what to too many people, especially people in this country who aren't being naughty and using Binance with a VPN. So if you're playing by the rules and you're using KuCoin or an exchange that you can use, I tend to stick to coins that basically most people could play on legally. Okay, how about that? In the U.S. using an exchange that you can legally lawfully use where you're legally lawfully sitting. And if you are on Binance, either because you can or because you're naughty, well, you can play anything I mentioned. So there you go. OP versus USDT, interesting coin. This guy's been pushing hard. You can see this massive run up it had recently on the 45-minute chart. Broke above the 200 moving average, came down, bounced off the 314. So it broke above the 200 and the 314, came down, the 314 bounce, and has this beautiful upwards channel. Indicators are in a good spot, really. They really are. I'd almost just hop in right now, but we're top of the channel. Wouldn't surprise you if we visit the middle or the bottom before we keep going. I keep an eye on this guy. I like these purple candles that we had right here. The more purple candles you have on the way up, the better. So a lot of purple candles here, a lot of purple candles here. And if you think about it, we kind of have, if you want to really, really get, professional here, higher high, higher high, higher high. And ultimately you could say, this is the first low. This low didn't quite make it. What's a higher low? And this is kind of a same place low. So anyway, this is not bad at all. So actually, if you wanted to count this as like a your baseline here, you could say higher low, almost higher low, close enough. This guy's running up. I like what I'm seeing. Squeeze indicator here is getting green again, starting to get some velocity. Directional index is looking beautiful. Binary candles in the right spot. Got some nice volume coming in here, buy sell volume. This guy's definitely going places. It's a contender. I like it. So anyway, but like I say, I'm going to wait just a little bit. Probably hit some more things Monday morning, or maybe today if things really start looking good. But like I say, I like this this kind of upward channel that we got going on here. I don't see why this guy could not keep going. So, and it's called optimism. I mean, who doesn't like that? Versus USDT 45-minute chart, looking wonderful. Let's check out the 44-hour chart here. 4-hour chart. One thing is, if it does start running very powerfully, which it very well may, 4-hour chart looks good also. I like what I'm seeing here. Just note that the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart around dot 824 is probably going to be resistance. If it doesn't break above it, it'll get smacked down there, but you got a good couple percent until you get there. So anyway, indicators looking strong, definitely could break above it and start to really run. So versus USDT, one to watch now and one to watch into Monday morning. Let's see how the market opens on Monday. Let's see how the pre-market pump or dump goes. Matic versus USDT. I like this a lot because Matic is, for one thing, I like always trading extremely legit projects, coins, because that way if you end up screwing up and I use a stop loss, so I can't screw up that bad, but let's say you don't stop loss, or you got kind of a deep stop loss, at least if it's a legit project and there's in general kind of uptrend, you'll probably be able to make your money even if it doesn't make it as quickly as you would like. So anyways, a little bit of an optimistic channel here, I know, but we kind of got a higher, well, let's say we have a low, higher low, higher low, then you got higher high, higher high, higher high. Beautiful upwards channel. Just challenge the 200 moving average once again. Challenge the top of this channel. I think it needs to kind of come down and bounce off this 200 moving average, or maybe hit the middle of this channel, or wherever it happens to go. Keep an eye on it. It's looking bad. It's looking pretty good. Squeeze indicator is not quite where we want it, but it's going in the right direction. Directional index is in the green. ADX is heading the right way. Binary candles looking good. Some serious volume coming in. I like what I see. Small doji at the top, kind of what Bitcoin did. So I'm going to give this one a little bit of time, but Matic versus USDT, definitely pretty darn rocking coin. You could also look at the way this thing is moving, Matic versus BTC. Uh, Luncy versus USDT. I like Terra Classic. I just think it's kind of cool. This fib sequence starts way back August 2022. Ran up, came down. And we had not been able to hold the 618 golden golden pocket right there. Kind of got below it. Didn't quite go all the way to 786 though, but we have before. Why I'm just looking at this one here is and here in the 45-minute chart, we do have some serious energy coming in. It's given a lot back, and we very well may see another action like this where it kind of bumps and then continues down. But I'm watching it. I'm just going to watch Luncy, because there's a possibility of some glory here. Let's just see. Sometimes after something gives a lot back, it wants to grab its glory once again. So indicators aren't looking too bad on this one. Let's look at this guy on a 4-hour chart. Whoa, I'm sorry about that. We'll see how it rolls. Yeah, it's below the 200 on the 4-hour chart. So anyway, I'm just keeping an eye on this one. Luncy, it could just start getting a little bit nutty. Let me get rid of all these indicators. Just keep an eye on it. That's just my little unsolicited recommendation. We got some nice volume coming in, some crazy volume, a good push. We're kind of wicking to the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart, and let's just see how it rolls. This guy has definitely made some gains and losses in the past, and like I say, it's given a lot back. You can see that in the 4-hour chart. If we look there, it's definitely been kind of I would just say losing for a while there. Maybe it's going to give it a go again. So I'm going to keep an eye on it because it's definitely got the potential of some craziness. Now, since you stayed to the very, very end, oh, you know what? What's PivX here? Let's check out PivX. How's PivX doing? Ooh, look at that. PivX, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart's looking nice and strong. Squeeze indicators is turning around, and generally this guy looks pretty good. It's below the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart. I like that. Trending up, looking powerful, believes in itself. I kind of like what I'm seeing. A good way to kind of judge this one right here, honestly, would be to do a little bit of a fib retracement off the bottom here to the top. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Are we trying to bounce? .5 bounce, getting back above the 382. Indicators turning around. It's not a bad deal. PivX versus Bitcoin here. Nice chart. I'm going to let things kind of settle right now. I can see this being a continuation. We'll keep an eye on this one. 45-minute chart. How's that looking? 45-minute chart. Here's the thing. If it can challenge this 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart and get above the 200 moving average, right now it's ranging between the 314 and the 200. Let it break above the 200 moving average, find some good support. As long as we don't get a play like this again, where a trailing take profit could maybe make you some money. I'm going to make sure we got some strong indicators before I would happen to get into this one. But right now, PivX versus BTC, kind of interesting looking. How about PivX versus USDT? Where can you play that? You can play it on CoinX. That's why I'm watching BTC, because there's no, in my opinion, legit exchanges that really got it. Anyway, PivX versus BTC. Yeah, you can play it on Binance, Bittrex, CoinX. So I actually like to trade on Bittrex. It's a U.S. exchange, which is, all good. You can use it. It's out of Seattle. If you can forgive it that, just, it's a good exchange. So watch for that 45-minute, 200 moving average breakout and support above. Good indicators. This guy could run for a while. Now, since you stayed to the end, I just wanted to mention this. I'm going to put this in the live chat right now because you might have interest in it. This is a very good YouTuber. It's okay. I should say it's on. The bear strikes hard. World Report. This guy, the real BP Earthwatch, he's definitely a religious dude, which is fine with me. So you'll definitely hear overtones of that sometimes. But he reads an article from Warren News 247. I always think of it as 247 grain since it's GR. But if you go here, you can, it's not in English, but if you go and look at it this way, I'll put it in the live chat. You can get it Google Translate. I really am a firm believer in knowing what's going on. It's not a matter of we can have bias, we can have whatever, but one thing about being a Bitcoin truth seeker and a truth seeker in life is seriously, you got to have an interest, a personal volition to know what's actually going on. And War News 24/7 is actually very, very good. And I look at it via Google Translate, and the Western media, collective West media, is basically just telling absolute farce about the Ukrainian situation, about how they're kicking the Russians' ass. And actually, if you look at real international news, Russia's been wiping their ass with the Ukrainian military since the very, very beginning of this, and it's just good to know that. And I would say what I like about his interpretation, he reads this article and gives a little bit of commentary. We definitely have extreme propaganda going right now. And we do have, as it notes here, the American forces will enter Lviv on the border of Ukraine with the 101st Screaming Eagle Division. It's light infantry. I think this is more just posturing. This is just being a pain in the ass. But you got to watch out, because this is how real world wars start, is in accident, something that wasn't supposed to happen that happens. Also, this is a great opportunity for agent provocateurs, and also look at asshole Zelensky here. Calls for World War III. If the Russians hit me in Kiev, then the West must bomb the Kremlin. Hey, if you want to die for this cross-dressing moron, whatever, go ahead. But here's the thing. It's very, very important to know what's going on, because if you know what's going on, if you have good data, then you can trade accordingly. You know what I mean? And myself, I've been kind of spending this weekend getting ready to short not only crypto, but also things like commercial real estate holders. Like there are companies, and I can go over some of these in other daily views, but I forget the ticker symbols, but there's some big companies that hold commercial property. Definitely, if we see a World War III breakout, then you're definitely going to see commercial property take a hit, and a lot of things take a hit, and it's going to be time to basically short World War III and make them become wealthy while the world burns. Anyway, guys, I'll talk about shorting more. What you could possibly short if the world goes to war next week, because it's a possibility, because we have a lot of propagandist ass clowns doing stupid things, and this is where mistakes get made. And I don't like youngsters being turned to hamburger on battlefields. I was in the military. I just kind of take it personally. I don't think kids should die for old men who just want to basically, make money and practice their love of evil and and making humanity miserable. So anyway, guys, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries, and I think it is the best thing we can do to put an end to garbage like this. So I'm glad you're here. Keep stacking sats, make money in a righteous way, and I'll see you tomorrow.